Welcome back to my garage. Today we have a quick install of this AEM cold air intake from my NC Miata. Okay, let's talk about the stock air box. So this is actually a pretty good design. It has a snorkel that goes through the front of the car and pulls air from just underneath the front bumper. And replacing this with the AEM intake, I don't think it's going to give us any additional power. But my main motivation is to remove this bulky air box, and hopefully we can get better airflow within the engine, and it can help cool down the 2.5, and hopefully that'll give us better operating temperatures during the hot summer months. Let's take a closer look at the kit itself. So I bought this secondhand off of a friend on Facebook, and I kind of want to quickly go over the parts that I received. So this is the primary pipe that connects to your throttle body, and then this is going to be the bung for the O2 sensor. So if you source this secondhand as well, make sure that you get these Allen head screws. So these are going to be different from what's going to be on the stock air intake. And then we have this coupler. So this coupler is going to connect to this end. So this will basically go into the front of the bumper and then snake down. And then this end here, this is where you will connect the filter itself. So the one that I got from my friend did not include the sock, so I had to source that separately. And then the last thing I want to bring up is that you'll need to find, well, you'll need to ensure that it includes these isolation bushings. If you find it on Facebook or on eBay and it doesn't come with these, you can actually buy these off of Amazon, and I'll provide the link in the description below. Earlier, I forgot to mention that the kit comes with its own throttle body elbow. There are going to be two different versions that come with the kit, one for the NC1 and another one for the NC2/NC3. If we take a closer look at it, you can see that it is much shorter than the stock version, and the diameter of the inlet here is going to be slightly larger than the stock one. So this will allow you to slip on the pipe a little bit more easily. And the other thing we'll need to do is we'll need to transfer over the clamps as well as this this pipe into here. Okay, the first thing we got to do is to take off the front bumper. This is a fairly easy thing to do, but it is a little bit tedious. I'll kind of walk you through the big steps and the little gotchas and give you a couple of tips on taking this thing off. Once we have the car up in the air, we can crawl underneath and use this stubby screwdriver to remove the metal fasteners along the edge of the front bumper. There's also these plastic pop fasteners that we can remove as well, and that'll give us access to the fog lights and the side markers, and we'll just need to unplug those as well. So once you pull back the flap, you'll see this is the plug for the fog light, and then that one over there is for the side marker. So we'll need to remove those plugs first. So once you remove the clips for the fender liner, you can pull it back and you'll see those two nuts at the very top. Now I think this is the hardest part of the bumper install because there just isn't a lot of room for you to get your hand in there. But what you can do is you can use a flexible head ratcheting wrench and just by feel try to slip it on and remove those nuts very carefully. Depending on which sub-generation NC that you have, there's going to be a grill panel that you can remove to expose some hidden bolts that attach to the bash bar underneath. So we'll need to undo those as well. Finally, we need to unscrew these 10mm bolts along the top of the bumper. Now I should be able to slide the front bumper off, but unfortunately I can't do it one-handed, so I'll have to put the camera down. Now that we have the bumper off, we can focus on removing the air intake box. So there's going to be a 10mm bolt here, as well as these two nuts up on top. And once that's removed, we can start yanking everything out. I've removed the air intake box off camera, but I wanted to bring up the snorkel here. So there are going to be these pop rivets that attach the snorkel to this bash bar. So we'll need to undo that. But you'll want to save these because these are actually pretty good fasteners for your fender liners. So we'll go ahead and remove this. And then there's going to be a tray with the same pop rivet, so we'll remove this as well. So once we take out all of the pop rivets along the bash bar, there's actually going to be one in between the headlight and the frame rail here. So what I ended up doing was just putting a flathead screwdriver underneath the tray and then just breaking off that pop rivet. And we'll sacrifice that, but we really won't be needing this tray anymore. Okay, just a quick progress report. We went ahead and installed the throttle body elbow, reconnected the purge valve pipe, and then I slipped in the top air intake pipe. So we still need to put in the mass airflow sensor, and for now I kind of just dry fitted the coupler. The smaller diameter is going to go to the pipe on the top, and the larger diameter will be for the air filter pipe. Just a quick tip on the mass airflow sensor. Instead of using an Allen head, I just used the Torx 20 and it fits perfectly. I was able to enlist my son for the camera work here. So the trick is we want to snake the pipe that goes into the air filter up through the bash bar and into the cutout right here. And then it's going to take some effort, but you should be able to get it through. And then you'll just want to connect it to the upper coupler. So once you snake it through, it should look something like this. Okay, I went ahead and installed isolation bushings. Basically, there's going to be a hole right here where this arm connects to. And you want to just simply put the bushing through the hole there and then slip on the washer and the nut on this side, and then you'll be able to feel from behind it and slip on the other washer and nut. To tighten it, just do a finger tight on the back, and then when you tighten it up front, it'll also tighten the one in the back, so you don't have to worry about snaking a wrench on the back side. On the driver's side, you'll want to use the bottom hole. Otherwise, you won't be able to put the washer or the nut on from underneath. So once you have everything done, you can go ahead and put on the filter. Make sure you put on a hydrophobic sock. Otherwise, if it's raining or you're going through a slight puddle, you might get water into the air intake, and that's going to be disastrous for your engine. So make sure you have this on here. It's not going to prevent it if you're going through a flooded area, but if it's raining, it'll definitely help prevent water from getting into the engine. You have it, folks. That's the money shot of the install completed. The only thing I have left to do is to put back on the bumper. So this one was a rather quick install. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.